I already know what it is. It's almost that time, right? First, I was feeling real salty. I ain't even want to do it tonight. I ain't gonna hold you. But show goes on, and here we are. So here we are. Let's kick it off. We are on stage 3 tonight. Now, stage 2, stage 1 was simple, very simple. The approach, the vibe. Now we looking at the spark, right? You already approached. You already seeing if it's a vibe, if y'all got some chemistry. So now, with that chemistry is the spark. How does that play into it, all right? The difference between lust, infatuation, and the real thing, all right? Mary J taught us that sometimes you think you found it, but you was just running in circles. I hope that we put y'all at least somewhat closer to the truth when you out here dealing and moving and shaking and grinding. So let's find out, right? How long does it take you personally? Does it take you to know if a connection is real? Do it. Do you do 3 dates? Do you do 3 months? Do you do instantly? How long does it take you to know when something is real? Okay. Well, for me, like I told you, 6 weeks. That's Big Smash's approach. 6 weeks. Now, no, that's 6 weeks to make it official or to know whether y'all got something going on. Instantly, right? You can tell if there is a spark, if there is something that aligns the situation. You can tell that. Only you know. Now, different sparks vary. You can't, I will never tell anybody, well, if you don't have a spark, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, you don't feel a spark right now, then, you'll never reach it. I'm not telling nobody that. I think all sparks hit differently. And you don't know what a spark is and if there is a spark unless you're putting yourself in that situation firsthand. Everybody, they listen, people try to tell you what a spark is or how you should pace yourself or how you should move or how you should grow. It doesn't work that way. Right? It does not work that way. It don't work with what the timeline is for everybody else. So most cases for me, it has to be, I'm not gonna hold you. It has to be instantly. I have to feel some type of spark. She said, when I met you, I just knew that you would take my heart and run. Until you told me how you felt for me, you said that I'm not the one. Basically, what that is saying is sometimes until you open up your mouth and say something, until um you open up your mouth and tell that person exactly what they are to you, what they mean to you, then none of it's real. It's not real. It's not just real. What up? None of it's real. So until you open up your mouth and say something, I'm just gonna assume that you wasting time, that you playing the field, that you Mary said until you open up your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's saying. Until you open up your mouth and tell me how you feel for me, then I'm basically going to assume by your actions that you telling me I'm not the one. And that's deep, because a lot of times people get in relationships, or we're dealing with people, and they play with people's emotions, and they play with people time, and they play with people effort, and you see that shit. And so unless you opening up your mouth and saying, hey, this is where we at, this is what we doing, she said sometimes intuition is broken by desperation. You thought that they was the one, but they were projecting, and you were projecting your fantasy onto a stranger. Don't fall in love with potential. Potential is cool. I ain't saying don't look for potential or don't like potential, but look at the reality of the situation. If y'all ain't had that talk, y'all ain't had no type of structure, then you basically just running on a dream. You're running on a fantasy. You're running on a goal. You're running on a hope. So if a person don't step up and tell you exactly what it is, don't assume. That's where you make the worst mistakes, is when you do assume that y'all locked in and y'all really ain't. I've seen it. She said, I knew that you would take my heart and run. Why do we get attracted to people who run? All right. If the chase excites you more than the catch, you are addicted to unavailability, not real love. That's not lust. That's not love. That's just an addiction that you need to break off and cut off ASAP. All right. He told her by his actions that she's not the one. When someone tells you that they aren't interested, that they aren't ready, believe them. Stop trying to audition for a role that has already been cast. Rejection is protection in a sense, because if someone is telling you that they're not ready for you, and you keep trying to change their mind about themselves, you are the one that's going to end up getting hurt. All right. Sometimes you got to hear that rejection. You got to hear it. You got to hear it, and you got to understand it. Now, I'm not saying give up, because if you feel like something is worth going for, then freaking go for it. But if you keep reaching out, trying to build something, trying to take something through, and they keep smacking you in your fucking face, stop trying. I usually got about, I ain't gonna hold you, 4 or 5 times in me, especially if I feel like something is worth it and I know what I can do with it, and I know how far I can go to make it work. You know what I'm saying? You can have a spark all by yourself though. That's what they want you to think, that one-sided spark. You can have a spark by yourself, and if that's the case, if you're out here sparking things by yourself, go that way. All right. Real love requires 2 stones to make a fire. So if I got a stone and you got a stone and we rub them together, boom, we got a fire. But if I got a stone and you got a stone and only one of them stones is burning and it's mine, I'm setting myself on fire. I ain't getting no spark from you. I'm setting myself on fire. So you got to look at it from that point of view too. Like we all have a spark. We all have something that moves us. But if I'm setting the fire with just my stone, then I'm setting myself on fire too. Slowly but surely, I slowly came to see all the things that you were made of. Slowly came to see in time. Time is the only truth teller. In the beginning, everyone is a representative. By science, they say it takes 90 days to see all the things they are really made of. That's by science. I'm not a big advocate of the 90 days, but I think it's intriguing though. 90 days, 3 months, you got enough time to see what they're made of. That's more so the probation period, because they do the same thing for jobs. You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing for jobs, and they give you 90 days and all of that. So yeah, I guess that makes sense in a sense. You get to see what they're made of. Integrity. Are they made up of lies? Are they made of consistency or chaos? These are the things that the spark can do. The spark isn't just about chemistry. It's about character, right? If the chemistry is high, but the character is low, it's fake love. Real talk. It's fake love, because the chemistry can be good, but if it's good with a person that ain't good for you, or it's a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of emotion. It's a waste of energy. It's just a waste of time. I thought you would have answered to the question in my mind. Stop looking for a partner to be the answer to your life's problems. All right? A partner is a teammate, not a savior. Don't look at me as somebody that's going to save everything and change your whole life around, because you're going to be sadly disappointed. If you're looking for them to save you, you will always be disappointed. It's not even a question, because at the end of the day, no one, and I don't care how long you with somebody, I don't care where, when, who, why, no one can solve all of your problems, right? And still be able to solve all of their problems. Okay? Admit when you miscalculated things. Admit when you put too many expectations onto something, and it's okay to say I chose wrong. Don't double down on a mistake just because you invested time. Cut the loss and keep searching. Like, sometimes we get betrayed by lust. Love that could be love, but it really was just lust. Like, we just wasted all this time. And sometimes we do get trapped like that. I done got trapped like that a few times. Hell yeah. And it didn't make me mad or nothing. It just made me aware. It made me cautious. It made me alert. She said, I'm searching for a real love, someone to set my heart free. Real love sets you free. Okay? Toxic love locks you up. All right? The person that you're with, the person that you're around, the person that you can't stop thinking about, the person you are having relations with, right? Does that person make you feel like your true self? If you have to edit your personality, walk on eggshells, hide your phone, your heart ain't free. Your heart ain't free. Okay? It's incarcerated. We made it through the storm. Real love just isn't for sunny days. Okay? The spark is tested in the storm. You got to understand, like, it is easy. It is easy. The easiest thing you could do is love someone when everything is going good, when y'all getting along, when y'all handling business. It is easy. That's the easiest shit in the world, to vibe with someone when everything is going good. But then what happens when things aren't going good? when the storm is hitting, when the rains are hitting, when y'all broke, when y'all fall off, when there are days that y'all are not seeing eye to eye. There are days that y'all are not getting along. Y'all arguing, y'all cursing at each other, y'all fighting each other. What happens on those days? You know what I'm saying? What happens on those days? Are y'all cool enough to build and to get by? Because you gotta understand that every single day is not gonna be sunnies and roses and peaches and cream. It's easy when we're getting along, when we're vibing, when we're thriving, and the spark is good, and we're seeing eye to eye, and we can't wait to be around each other, and we next to each other. It's easy. It is easy to love somebody. It is easy to love. It is easy to build. It is easy to thrive. You love that feeling. You love them thoughts. You love being around with that person. Cool. What happens when y'all at each other's necks? What happens when y'all can't find common ground on discussion? What happens when, you think one person is being too sarcastic and not taking your feelings serious? What happens when an ex keeps coming around, rearing his rear head into y'all business, and boundaries are not being set? Like, these are things that you gotta look back and be like, all right, listen, we stronger than that. All right, we stronger than that. It's easy to love me when I'm grinding and I'm getting money and things like that. Is it the same way being easy when you lose your job, or when they get sick, or they tired, or they, just whatever? It's easy. It's easy to be cool outside of those, but here come when the tough shit come. Can you deal with it? If you're bailing on me when it rains, that ain't real love. A real partner wants you to be better. They inspire your hustle, your health, and your spirit. All right? Like, they see everything that you're doing, and they push you to get to those heights. If they drain you instead of inspiring you, they are a liability and not an asset. You got to learn to cut your losses. All right? You got to learn to cut your losses. Stop trying to run into situations that don't serve you just because you in love, just because you want to deal with. Real love is real love. Like, yeah, good or bad, I got you. Do you meet the needs? Do you know their needs? Do you know their wants? Do you need verbal affirmation, physical touch, stability? You can't find real love if you don't know what you need. What do you need? Define the need before you feel the position. Because a lot of times we'll get with something because it is a lustful situation right there at the moment, and then you realize, damn, I don't really need this. Is it something that you need? Is it something that you want? So what's it gonna be? The real one, the fake one? You need a minute to think. But Holmes, you better take one. I think a lot of times people don't understand. They don't understand what it takes to be in something real. Okay? I'm gonna be the first one to tell you this. You have to understand what exactly it is that you want. What version of you am I gonna get? What version of you are we putting on? Again, they talk about the representatives, and they talk about sending that rep to get you all comfortable, and then you start knowing the real person. Well, I ain't signed up for the fake. You choose the fake side when you ignore the red flags. You choose real love when you have the courage to wait. Stop entertaining the fake ones while waiting for the real. All right? You need a minute to think. You better take one. Don't let them stall. You don't have a minute to think. Like I said, I'm not the type that's gonna wait around. I am I'm the type that I know what I want. So I don't have, if you have to decide on if we progressing or if we not, if we moving, if we not, if we building something or we not, if you have to decide, if we spending all this time and we are grinding, we have been around each other, we are with each other, I really don't believe and understand the hesitation. Sometimes you got to force the decision, because if it feels right, then it is right. He says, now I know I can be faithful. Are you ready for real love? I know I could be faithful. I could be your all in all. I'll give you good loving through the summertime, winter, spring, and fall. She wasn't just talking about relations. Are you done with the streets? Are you done with the rosters? You can't demand a real one if you're still acting like that. Winter, spring, and fall, consistency. Okay? Consistency. Real love is consistent all seasons of life. All right? It's not just a summer fling. Are you ready to show up for 365 days out the year? Reciprocity is the rent that you pay for real love. Like, you really got to know what you're doing, man. Because there are people out here that will love you for nothing, that will just love you for you. Like, do you not understand? Do you not understand that? Like for real, they will love you for you, not what you can do, not what you got, not because of who you are, what your reputation is. There are people out here that will love you for you. If you are coming appropriately, if you are coming through the gate with it, like through the door. And I know sometimes we can get caught up in things. For real. We can get caught up in things and chasing things and thinking that we in love, and then that turns out to be a disaster. I know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? You get the thinking, oh man, this is the truth. This is the one. This is how we move and this is how we operate. And it don't even turn out to be that. So I say, if it feels right, go for it. If it feels right, go for it. Only you know what real love is for you. You can't go off the world's definition of real love, because if you ask 20 people what real love to them is, you're going to get 20 different answers. You might have some keynotes that are common, but I think everybody has a different definition of what love is. Lust at times can definitely feel like love. And then sometimes love at times can really just be lust. It's really a slope sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's really a slope sometimes. And I think if you are trying to upgrade to a partner who doesn't want to be upgraded, where you can see the potential, because you believe in them and you want to understand, you give them the keys, the connections, and the heart. But if they aren't ready to be put on, they would just take your resources and leave once they feel fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to build a king and a queen out of someone who wants to remain a pawn. It's a bunch of those. Why do you have to put someone on, though? Is it love, or is it a need to be essential? All right. If you have to buy that value, it's not real love, it's a purchase. Real love brings its own value to the table. Love ain't always gonna be found when you want it found. Okay? This is the moment of hopelessness. You've dated everyone and they were all trash in your eyes. This is the danger zone. When you feel like real love does not exist, and some people will get that pattern and get that mode, you lower your standards just to have someone. Okay? Don't let exhaustion dictate your choices. It's better to be empty-handed than holding on to garbage. I don't want to hold on to no garbage. I'd rather walk around by myself than hold on to something that I have to keep running back checking on. Sometimes we in the search because we are scared to find love, and it could be right there smacking us in our face. Sometimes we could be subconsciously blocking real love because we're addicted to the struggle of looking for it. If peace showed up today, would you know how to handle it? Or would you sabotage it? I've done both. I've had real love smack me in the face quite a few times. You know what I'm saying? The search for real love is an endurance. You know what I'm saying? It's a sport of endurance. It requires the strength to say no to the almost right person. It does. You know, it requires the strength to be alone on a Saturday night than settle for a toxic ex. Your strength is your magnet. Weaknesses attract predators. Strength, though, that attracts partners. All right. There are no guarantees about real love. I told you, real love, everybody is different. Real love requires the faith in the unseen. Like, I believe in you because of the way that you coming at me. So maybe there's something there, but you have to believe you deserve it, even when you have zero evidence that this is the person. Sometimes you do have to take a leap of faith. Faith is the currency you pay before the product arrives. You know how many times you've had to pay Amazon? Amazon, you pay them all the time. You pay them. Temu, all them, and you hope and pray that what you're paying for is what you're gonna get. And we gotta be honest. Sometimes it ain't always that. You do not always get what you pay for. How many times have you paid Amazon or what up? How many times have you paid Amazon for something that you seen on Amazon and then you get it and it's totally different from what you sent off to pay for? And now you mad as hell and you want your money back. It be like that. Sometimes you ain't gonna get what you want. So sometimes you gotta take that leap of faith though. You putting your money in and boom, you get exactly what you looking for and then some. See, everybody can get on social media and tell your love is like this and buy this product and this product does this and it does that and you're gonna be great with this. And then when you get it, either it's better than what they told you or it's nothing like what they told you. I'm the type that before I buy something, I always read the reviews. I do. I always read the reviews. I always read what other people feel. Now, I'm not necessarily gonna go, but if I read 10 reviews, right, and all 10 of them been saying this product ain't shit, I'm not gonna buy it. But if I read the 10 reviews and 8 of them are like, yo, this is dope, this works, and this is good for you, and then it's them 2 that's like, nah, I ain't really like that shit. Next thing I'm gonna do is look at the dates. Like, all right, you wrote this in 2024. Okay. These come in 25. Okay, cool. So sometimes, again, you gotta jump into you gotta get into you gotta jump into the face. Sometimes it all sounds good. It all is good. And a person can tell you, hey, I'll do this, and this. And the only thing I need you to do is this. But then when the person says, hey, I need you to do this, and I'll do whatever you want me to do, but you just got to do this for me. People find it so hard to do this, but they want that person to do that. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Your all in all means I'm giving you everything I got. Okay? Everything. I'm a lover, I'm a friend, I'm a confidant, I'm a business partner, Real love does not compartmentalize. All right. If you only want, if they only want you, okay? If they only want you, stick with that. If they only want you in the bedroom but not in the boardroom, it's not real. Okay, you must be welcome in every spot of their life, every room. There's no hidden doors or nothing. You are welcome in every room of their life. Them the ones you gotta stick with. It's a lot of people that just wanna have relations. It's a lot of people that just wanna get what they can get out of you. It's a lot of people that, you know, are out for themselves. They'll get everything that they can get from you, and then they'll move around. I've seen it, I've done it. I've been in situations where I know, yo, this is not going to go far. We are not going to establish anything worth building. But I like you. I like having you around. I like getting to know you. I like, you know, I like being with you. Let's hang out. Let's politic. A lot of times people will go get what they gonna get, and then they'll leave your ass alone because they know you ain't no good. Sometimes people aren't sure. They got to go through some shit to where now they want to be faithful. Now they want to give you they all. Now because they realize ain't shit in the streets. Real love settles the wandering eye. I've been in situations where I like somebody and I want to get to know them, but then because I'm not moving at the pace that they're moving or the speed that they're moving, they found somebody else that was more of their speed, somebody else that they could take advantage of, that they could use, that they could get over with. And so then it makes me, I dodge the bullet, because when it's real, you don't have to compete. And then listen, if it ever comes down to a situation where it's me or somebody else, I'm going to tell you go pick that somebody else every time, because I'm not in a competition. I refuse, because I know who I am and I know what I'll do. It's just, you know, where I come from, I'm from reciprocal Boulevard. Like, you're not going to get the best of me while I'm just getting a portion of you. It don't work like that. Not with me. You know, when it's real, you don't have to try. It just comes naturally. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to try to be faithful. You're going to be faithful. You don't have to try to be loving. You're going to be loving. You don't have to try to be understanding. You're going to be understanding. All right. So, and I'm big on having your attention matter for me. So once your attention is on me, the desire for others evaporates. If you're still looking for it, you haven't found it. All right. Real talk. Mary didn't just write this song for people who settled. She wrote it for people who are tired of running in circles. Real love is not a fairy tale. It's a decision. And it's the decision to stop accepting a fake version of people, because you know the authentic version is out there waiting for you. Stay strong. That's how I feel. Don't fold. Don't run. Don't hesitate. You just got to know what it is for you. The spark is the start, but real love is the goal. Stop chasing butterflies and start chasing the peace. If it hurts, it's not love. It's a lesson. If it frees you, then it's real. The real explanation for tonight is this. You teach people how to love you by what you accept. If you accept fake, you're going to get fake. Demand the real thing. Please don't settle for a knockoff just because it has the designer label. Keep searching until your heart is free. And trust me, your heart will tell you when something is free. Just because someone is doing something for you, it doesn't mean there's real love behind it. Everybody tries to buy. You know what I'm saying? So if you're basing off your love off of what a person can do for you, you already lost. Y'all already know what it is with me, man. I'm not a sugarcoat. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Yeah. I think it's down on the down there on the thing. I don't know about her. I'll explain all this later on TikTok. But I think you just gotta move at a certain pace. You'll know if something real just by the way that they carry you, by the way that they talk to you, by the way that they move. You'll know that. And that's just naturally how it is. January 10th, man. January 10th. My first app. Yeah, it's I'll explain all this later podcast on TikTok. January 10th, my first live show. I am excited, and I will say that because I put a lot of work into this. Put a lot of grind into this show. There's been a couple of speed bumps and things that have tried to get in the way of this show, but nothing is going to get in the way of this show. This show is going to be a hit, and I guarantee a great time. So if you come in the building, you buy your ticket, you have fun, you have a pretty dope time. We're gonna make sure all right, so look, that's a good question. Let me jump on this real quick. So what do you do if you have somebody you like, but they talk about sex more than anything? What do you do? So being a sexual being, I feel like this. Y'all gotta meet in the middle. If you are more sexual, if he is more sexual than you, or you more sexual than him, whatever the case may be, y'all gotta make it fun. Y'all gotta meet in the middle. Y'all gotta find each other's personalities and bring them together. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sit them down and let them know, hey, look, everything that we doing is not based off sex. Now I hear you, and I'm gonna be more than accommodating to indulge in that aspect. But what else are we doing here? What else are we doing? What else do we have? What else can we talk about? Because you never want to ignore somebody's desires, but at the same time, you don't want to forget yours. So this is where y'all find a balance. You know what I'm saying? You find a balance with it. And if they not trying to find a balance, then you gotta let them go. Because they pretty much telling you what they own without even telling you. Like they telling you. If you come off and you try to set it up and you have a balance and you have, listen, I like you. I like that you like sex. I like sex too, blah, blah, blah. But this is what else I like. So sometimes you gotta flip the conversation. I like poetry readings. I like this. I like that. Tell me what are your, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do have to stir the conversation. Will it always work like that? No. But at least you putting it out there that, you know, it ain't just sex. And then you got to think about this too, because I see this a lot. Sometimes that person don't even really be just on sex. They just have a tough time presenting that. Like they have a tough time presenting what else they could be on because of what they're used to. You have a lot of people, you have a lot of cocky people who feel like getting sex ain't never been an issue to them. So that's the only thing that they lead with because it's never been an issue to them. So sometimes you got to put your foot down and you got to tell them like, yo, this ain't that kind of party. I like that kind of party. But in parties, there's a bunch of things to do. Gotta run with it. Sometimes people, you know, you just gotta be on the same field. But listen, January 10th, live show, Chicago, Illinois. Tickets is on sale right now. Tickets is on sale. Y'all vibe out, rock out. I will catch y'all good people tomorrow. Tomorrow. Is we gonna be on here tomorrow? We should be on here tomorrow. Pull up tomorrow. Listen, man, I just want to say, when you come to see Big Smash, I'm not somebody to just say whatever. I'ma always tell you what I feel. That's just who I am. I'm not a sugarcoater. I don't know how to sugarcoat. I don't know how. But I think like I think well, that is a conversation that y'all gotta have. Only y'all know how to have that conversation. You know, sometimes, you know, people, y'all gotta make sure y'all on the same path. And if you're not on the same path, then, you know, not saying that you can't get on the same path, but this day and age, a lot of people aren't really ready to sit back and wait to get on the same path. Like, listen, for example, before I jump up off here, I've been in situations where a motherfucker will definitely say, I'm not having sex for this time period. Okay, cool. You have dudes out here that will wait. They will definitely wait until you are ready to have sex. Yes, they will wait. But just because y'all ain't fucking don't mean they ain't fucking. Keep that in mind. Like, y'all might not be intimate at all. And it's possible. But that don't mean that he or she is not getting something on the side. So it's a balance. I told you it's a balance. You just got to figure out what battle is worth it and what battle is not. All right. The next episode is, all right, so we done did the approach, the vibe check, the spark. And this next one that we gonna do, we gonna define the relationship. All right, we gotta have a conversation. What are we doing? Which is why, like I said, you gotta find a balance. What are we doing? Okay, are we on clarity? Are we exclusive? Are we not? Are we in a situationship? What exactly it is we doing? And the perfect backdrop for this episode is Say My Name. Okay? It's the perfect backdrop for it because you got to understand what exactly it is that you're doing. So tomorrow, that's what we running with. All right? That's where we going. That's where we taking this. And we gonna run it like that. Y'all already know what it is, man. I will chop it up with y'all good people tomorrow.